Welcome back to Foos Entertainment for next two reviews, which I kind of did want to get done last night, but ran out of time. You know, sometimes your opinion of a movie changes, and that's certainly the case with this next one. For the longest time, I've always kind of watched 1986's Aliens, known as James Cameron's Aliens, and kind of had this psychological thing in my head that's telling me that I'm watching a sci-fi adventure movie. Well, when I watched it 2 days ago, 2 days ago, I watched it in the mindset that I'm watching a horror film. And when I did so, it actually became a horror film, because it actually does have all of the elements of being a scary, creepy horror film there, much like you had with the previous 3 reviews I did, which would be Prometheus, Alien Covenant, and Alien. Now, before we go ahead and talk about it, 1986's Aliens, let's take a look at the Alien Anthology box set here. This is the regular Blu-ray box set because there are no 4K releases of Aliens in Alien 3 and Alien in Resurrection. So that's about as good as you're going to get. Alright, well, I can't really read a plot synopsis. So I won't even look at the phone and try to find a way to do that. I'll just go ahead and just tell you what the film's about. Taking place roughly about a decade after the events. Actually, no, take it back. Sorry. Taking place 57 years after the events of the previous film, Alien. Ellen Ripley, again played by Sigourney Weaver for the second time, wakes up from her cryo sleep after being rescued by a salvage crew 57 years later after the events of the previous film. Basically gets deemed insane by the company that she works for, and no one believes her that what happened. She soon finds out that the planet in which the xenomorphs, the aliens, or the alien from the previous film, they call them xenomorphs by the time we get to the third film, but we'll just call them xenomorphs because we know what they are. With no knowledge of the xenomorphs incident even happening, there has been people that have colonized and teleformed on the very same planet that her mining crew visited during the first movie, Alien. Or to say in our event, the previous movie, Alien. And basically, there's been no recorded incident. And then, a few weeks later, bad things start happening, and there's no communication with the colonists. And so the company recruits Ellen Ripley to consult with a elite Marine unit to go ahead and rescue or to eliminate any threats that may be present on this terraforming planet. They soon discovered that the Ellen Ripley's story is absolutely 100% true, and they find themselves going up against basically an army of xenomorphs instead of just one singular xenomorph. Ellen basically rescues a little kid whose family was completely wiped out. And one by one, we see all of our Marines get killed by these aliens. And what comes around is basically a good versus evil basic battle with our main character, Ellen Ripley, in the Queen Xenomorph. Now, and of course, at the very end of the film, they obviously go back and cry asleep and leave them to their fates in the next film, which we'll get to after this. Now, what I like about this one is it still has that sense of thread in gray areas that you have with being very much a horror film with a sci-fi driven story. Now, I would say that in some cases, Aliens is more thrilling and more suspenseful than Alien, despite the Alien being far more horrific and far more terrifying in some ways. But like I said, if you watch James Cameron's Aliens, is a horror film, is a terrifying movie, and a horrifying film, as opposed to being a thrill ride, like everybody's so used to watching it. How you perceive the movie starts changing, because this very much is a scary, somewhat terrifying horror film. If you look at it as such, it can definitely creep up on you in some ways. Like there's some points in the film, for example, to where you are so convinced that Ripley and Newt, they're gonna die. That there's no way around it. I mean, either you're gonna blow up with the facility, or they're going to get devoured by the Queen Alien, who basically is pissed off because Ripley killed all her children. It's just, you have that tongue-in-cheekness of, you don't know what's going to happen. That's what's in the film. Especially if you kind of get in the mindset, although you've seen the movie 100 times, you get in the mindset of, this is the first time I'm watching the movie, then it really creeps up on you, like I did when I actually watched it 2 days ago. And yeah. The best way to watch this movie is to turn the lights off. No lights in the room at all. Just turn it off. The only light in the room should be the screen, the TV screen, or the film projector screen. And it really does elevate things a lot. All right, as for the quality, like Alien, this is a THX certified Blu-ray. Now this one is a lot newer than 1979's Alien, so there's actually a lot more going on in this film. In this film, you actually had, in this right here, you had this as an option, but only on the theatrical cut of the film. You have, again, a 4.1 DTS HD master audio recreation of the 8-track Dolby Surround stereo sound mix of the film that you had in 1986. And you have, obviously on both versions, the theatrical cut, which I did not watch, and the special edition, which is like 30 minutes longer than that, which I did watch because that's my preferred version of the film. Makes more sense of things. It gets you more personally involved with the characters when you watch the extended 30 minutes longer version cut of the movie, which is the special edition. You have a 5.1 DTS HD Master Audio THX Certified Sound presentation, and it's very, very good. Granted, mind, this is not going to be like a modern 2023 movie with Dolby Atmos, DTS-X, or DTS HDMA sound presentations, but it will definitely have a lot going on in terms of effects. And there's a lot of effects in this movie when it comes to the audio. This for the picture. This is a THX certified film, so yes, this is much like Alien. This will have kind of that THX like look to the film. It will be highly detailed and high resolution looking, but it will have like the cool color temperatures and stuff like that about it. It looks very, very, very good. But what Alien had is an advantage over Aliens is that Alien was in 4K, so that HDR really did kind of make it look better. The problem with regular Blu-rays when they're converted to 4K Ultra HD is a conversion. All the stuff that really makes 4K look really wonderful is not there. It's not the resolution of 2160p that's making you have an immersive experience when it comes to 4K titles. It's the high dynamic range, also known as HDR, or HDR10 Plus, or HDR10, are the Dolby Vision enhancements to the color spectrum and the more contrast and deeper blacks and brighter colors, that enhancements that you get to the picture. That's what makes 4K better. It's not really the 2160 1080p resolution. It helps, but on a modern setup, anything is going to be converted to 2160p. What separates it when it comes to the picture of 4K versus 2K is the HDR10 and the Dolby Vision, which is not what this has. But Aliens does look really damn good in terms of a Blu-ray disc. It looks very, very good indeed. Now, if you haven't seen Aliens, in fact, you haven't seen any film I reviewed during the past few weeks, all these reviews and the ones that will come, I definitely suggest that you check them out, and I definitely suggest that you check out this movie. So, check it out, and I'll see you guys on the next one.